face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. 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 Talk your face off.
Oh,
Yo.
and we're late again. We're getting consistently good at being late.
We should just start at 10, 7:10.
10:10. Then we'll be in at like 10:30.
It'll be like the baseball games. 7:10.
I was in there early, like 10 minutes early, and I was sitting there. I'm like, this just looks like crap. I'm moving.
So
I was ready to go.
Olivia's feeling way better today, and we were sitting on the couch. We were watching a nitro race, and it was like, we didn't time it this way, but it was like a 30-minute nitro from last year. And it was like coming down to the wire, and the battery was like, you're at 10%, you're at 5%, like on the iPad. And we're sitting there watching it. We're like, and it was, so Dakota Fend and Ryan Mayfield at last year's Psycho Nitro Blast. The last like 5 minutes of the race, there was probably 4 position changes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. And it was just like, they were just battling hard, and we were just sitting there. We're like, oh, like, so it was good. But then I was like, I got to go downstairs. So, here we are.
Here we are.
Yes.
So what's your hat? What's the brim of it?
It's the serape blanket.
Oh, yeah, dig it.
Yeah, it's this is an old school hat. They had a really cool one, and I think it got stolen out of my truck, to be honest. It was all blue, and it was a red brim, and it had the taco, but the taco had an American flag in it. It was so dope. It was so cool. But it's who is it? The Sacramento AAA team, the Sacramento Grizzlies, I think is who they are. But they have an alternate jersey every so often during the year.
Yeah.
And they have it's called the Tacos. And then they had the Lowriders, and they had all kinds of weird things.
Was that their logo? Is for that?
For one of the but they don't do. I don't know if they do it anymore.
Okay,
I'm gonna look. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Sacramento.
What's up, guys? Racing Case 87, super one-handed. Cool about your dad getting a Gorgon. No
Nice.
Control RC. Your depth. Travis, what's going on? I talked to Travis on the phone the other day. Haven't seen him in a hot minute, man.
Hot minute.
Yeah, it's been a while. It may have actually been. No, I think there's one time after I went to that auto show that we've been at the comp together, and then I bought a body from him, and then I just stopped by his house the other day. Anyway, Kyle, what's up? Yeah, lots to talk about. Weirdly different RC cars out of like left field. Last week we were saying nothing interesting or new has really come. Everything's just the same, and it's rehashed, a new version, and then bam.
Yeah, it was.
Traxxas was a surprise. I thought for sure that we were being pranked again.
So did I.
Heavy Storm on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure he's pulling our chain. Like, I'm like, okay, that's rad.
Well, I know it's
all
funny
I said.
too.
I didn't like tip my hat to. Is this real?
I know.
I was just waiting to be duped.
Well, and so I podcasted about it like on the way to work right after I saw it, and I was like, "Yeah, this isn't real." Whatever. And then I get to work, and I'm like, "What?
Right?
Like this is for real?" Like,
yeah.
It's like, well, looks like I got to re-record that one.
When I saw it, I'm like, dude, people will probably eat it up here.
Yeah.
And we got the dunes. There's so many dunes here. We got the Silver Lake sand dunes here that so many YouTubers do videos at and all that.
Yeah.
For their 1-to-1 sand rails and trucks and car, just nut stuff. But they also do RCs and stuff up there. And I think people will. I think they'll buy them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. I was going back and forth.
$1,300 seems steep, but I'm always reminded how many people will drop $4,000 for the Primal RC. I see those things everywhere.
Yeah,
When we go to
well,
events,
or
like the RC people that are into it will drop that money.
yeah,
So,
yep.
I mean, I get it too. Like I've got paddle tires already for the X Max. So if you already have an X Max, but if you're just like a sand rail dude and that just came out, and be like, okay, maybe your only RC, but it would be a wicked one.
It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy, like, yeah, it's pretty
Crossover,
cool
yeah.
for me. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it'd be fun to go and get it.
Yeah, when it hits
So
wheels up, like it's going through the sand, and then they pull it the rest of the way, and it's like, woo, wheels up. It's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, it looked really rad.
So that baseball team's the Fresno Grizzlies, not
Okay.
Sacramento, but that's one of their hats with the American flag and the. But
F.
yeah, but here's what they have now, the purple taco.
Oh yeah, nice.
So, anyways,
Not that I need a Santa, right?
Now I know. It's one of those
anything except put solid axles under their Bigfoot. Anything. What's up, Jeremy? Eddie's RC. I was watching some of his videos on his optic origin. It looks so good.
Yeah.
It's got like a gold and blue one. Needs to put a big M on it for Michigan. But, yeah.
That sand rail looks so sick. Like when RC Driver was pulling it up the hill.
Oh my god!
And it's like it's got that much of a wheelie, but it looks like it's just like it's just pulling all the way up.
Yeah. It yeah, and then they were jumping it.
Yeah.
Now I watched some of Mark Santa Maria's video, and his kept every time he jump it, the back end would go donkey and there's
kick.
no way to get enough with 8S to get the power to bring it down. One, those tires probably aren't expanding. Two,
well, even so long.
His jump was too steep and short, so it was just a pop, pop. Like it was. It didn't have a gradual enough. It wasn't built for the size vehicle that he was running.
It's like a monster truck where they had to hit the brake before they.
Yeah, they had to slow down and then yep, and then have some throttle left to
It seems like it'd be a really cool dropout ramp kind of a vehicle. You know what I mean? Like you're going and then like on the dunes, basically, you're just keep on going and the dune goes away and the car just like suspension drops out. But I was wondering about that.
I was kind of shocked how quickly he was calling it, being like, "Oh, it's not a good jumper." I'm like, I thought you race buggies. Like you should know what's happening to it, why it's doing that. Like,
well, okay, so there's kind of
suspension is just slamming and popping that back end.
But that's kind of my point that I was talking about, where it's like it'd be amazing in the sand dunes,
right?
But anywhere else, what are you going to do with? Like it's kind of one of those.
Well, one of the things that I saw everybody having an issue with the Primal trucks was they were trying to go up these big jumps like they were doing the other stuff with long approaches and going up it, which aren't scale either, right? So you have to know your vehicle and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like for that, you need the pop. Like you need that quick boom. And
it's like the UDR. The UDR is a terrible jumper. It's a terrible jumper. Like unless you hit the jump just right, or it's a dropout jump kind of a thing, it's a terrible jumper because it donkey kicks same way. It's like it pops you up, and unless you have like all the room in the world to just absolutely grab a fistful of throttle,
right,
it's not coming back up. Like it's not coming back up at all.
Yeah.
So
it just was needed to reset the suspension, because if you're going full tilt already and you hit that, it's just boom, compressed, bam, like that back end's hitting before the front end even knows what it's doing, so you don't have time to get actually the
and that's the other thing too, is like he probably would know, just like a normal racer would know, if you want to hit a ramp that's like that, you also adjust your preload on your suspension so that it mitigates some of that. I
still don't think that ramp would do it. It needs to be longer and less straight up.
Yeah.
It just has no time to run up the ramp at all. It's just smacking. And
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
if you crank down your front shocks so they're like
Yeah.
super stiff,
Yeah.
soften your rear ones all the way, it's going to trim you out in the air.
Yeah.
Like
It will. Yep.
that's all I mean is that he would know that, you would think. But doing it for the gram.
Right.
Do you think the Bigfoot would be a good monster truck to race in Trigger King? Yes or no?
I don't think they'll have a class for it.
No.
Nope.
There's something sticky on my glasses.
Yeah.
It's really bothering me, Tony. You ever get that when it's like there's something like you have a smooth surface and then there's something that just gives a little bit of drag on it and you're like, ugh, what is that? Ew.
Yeah. Yep. It has a lot of speed, and then so you need it to have a longer approach, a more gradual lift to it. However, the problem with everybody in the original Raminator videos was they were trying to do that with that, and it didn't have enough speed to go up the jump with any speed to come off it. Like, so it just almost fall off and go. So that's when you do need it to pop. Like you need a quick hit, and you're using your suspension to help drive it into the air, and just throw
no
it.
Control hit it on the head too. It's like you're asking it to do something it's not designed for.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like that's what I was talking about on how it's like the Baja Ray or the UDR. Those type of vehicles, they go really great when you're doing it what you want them to do. But the second you get them out of their element, then they're like, this thing tips over a lot. And it's like, well, you got to drive it the right way. You know what I mean?
Loose dirt.
Yeah, exactly. Or lock the rear end up.
Yep. So. The sand rails, they do jump them up here, but it's much more gradual.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying.
It's like lift. It's just lift. It's just continuation of their speed over the top, and then super smooth landing. But RC Drivers had a big jump at RC Madness. I think he was at maybe, and he was sending it off there, and it was.
I didn't see that. Good. I only saw the jump when he was in the back, like gravel pit area.
Oh yeah, no, he went to some pretty big dirt jumps. So it looked really good. It flew awesome, and he was having a riot with it. So I think it's a solid offering. It's different. There's been a lot of desert buggies and things, but that's like a purpose built sand rail, not just
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Lofting, not jumping. Yep, you're right. So
lofting.
Well, there's a couple of interesting things. I've got a little thing to show, a little tease on as well here.
I got to show Olivia's stadium truck. So dope. That is so sick.
Oh, it's still got mud on it.
That's awesome. It's even got a scale headers coming off of it.
Yeah. Dude, it's actually really cool the way that he built. So this was designed by JBRC on Instagram. I met him when I was at USTE. Man, I think it was the 2021. I met him at USTE. And I've been to a couple of them, so I don't remember if I met him at both. But
it's that kind of a party.
He's been working on building these. This is not a final. I call it top secret. It's not really top secret. It's just that at the time he's still kind of going through and fine tuning it. He wanted an airboat. His brother's got an airboat. He's had the one from Horizon, and like once it gets on ground, it doesn't really handle. And just trying to make something a little bit more purpose built for what he wants it to do. And his design on it, a lot of it's really slick, man. So metal supports here. Oops, right here, going up because that's what the motor's on. So these are motor mounts that are. Try and get up here a little closer.
That's
ESC's tucked up in there.
That looks like a tiny ESC. Is that tiny?
It's a hobby wing. It's not too small now. But what I really like is the way that he did his battery trays and stuff, because it's not like a lot of people would do where they clip them on, they slide. He's got like a tongue and groove kind of slide.
Huh.
Let's see if I can get one. Let's feel if it's visible. One thing is I got man hands and trying to get in here and get this clip off.
Hot dog fingers. That's the problem.
Gosh. Well, and it's got this scale seat right above it, so my hands just struggle to get in there. I usually use needle nose pliers to do it.
It's funny because when I first started making videos, my neighbor would watch them. He's like, "Dude, you got to do something about your hot dog fingers. They are all in the shot." It's like, well, you know.
Well, you can see the groove.
Oh yeah,
it's all slotted. Cool. So this slides in
and just covers
the back. It's got an opening for the battery, but it's got like a rubber a gasket kind of in there that it pushes against to keep water out. And that's the same way that the ESC tray is. Instead of having screws and a bunch of junk, got one in here and it slots and slides in. Man, I wish companies would do something like that. And it's because it's channeled. Water's not going to get in as easy, right? Because of the way that they channeled it. It's super slick. But yeah, the receiver is inside of this little case. Same thing. You pull this pin and slide this off, and it keeps the wires in there. It's really slick. So the one thing I did point out to him as I was looking at it, I said, "Is this a plane prop?" Because I was looking at it, I'm like, normally if this was for a drone or something else, the way that it would be going is this way. So like in reverse for this.
Right.
I was like, we should flip them and see what happens. And I haven't been able to flip mine yet. He flipped his and he says, "Oh my gosh, so much more punch." So
that's awesome.
But he doesn't really deal with airplanes and that kind of stuff. So little tip, I was actually able to give a little, hey, try this. But I mean, his design for it, it just looks awesome. I mean, proportionally, it might be a little wider than it should be.
Yeah.
For length and whatnot, because a lot of airboats are really narrow. But I think it's going to just make it a whole lot more stable and usable on the water, especially if you want to really get it jumping and not jumping, but like speed wise pumping.
Planing. Yeah. That's cool.
It's pretty slick, man. Swamp Slider, it's calling it. So look for more from him. He'll be posting stuff to his Instagram. I should get a link for you guys.
Yeah, you should.
To his Instagram.
Why you gotta be so like secretive about everything?
I know. I did it in the beginning because I'm like, I don't know if he wants me to give too much info yet.
If you can handle the build orders.
Right.
I'm gonna grab Olivia's e-buggy really quick. I gotta test this battery. We got her a new battery for her birthday. And I hope it fits.
Now I can get back on here. I can see comments again too. Yeah, top secret. I didn't get the whole thing. No, don't use that one. Why didn't I copy the whole name? Don't use that one, everybody. Here's the real one.
The real one.
I'll try and delete the old ones. I might even ban myself, put myself in timeout for that junk I just did.
Oh no. Chong, you came in right at the right time. I was just about to show off Olivia's livery on her. Oh man, I think this is going to be too tall. Darn it.
No, all right.
I'm having problems with her e-buggy setup. Trying to find the right battery pack so that it'll actually fit. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. Oh, I'll allow it. Nice.
Love the finger choppers.
Yep, she's running Sportsman and e-buggy. She beat Dalton in the last race of the season last year in novice e-buggy. This is reminding me that I still have your body. Yes, I'm a game time decision if we're going to be able to make the race. We've had the sickness hit our house. Luckily, I haven't had it, but the kids have it, and Olivia's been really sick, and so we're hoping that she's better by the race. Today she turned the corner, like, you know how kids do it, where you're like worried about, like, are they okay? And then all of a sudden, like 4 hours later, they're like, boom, like they're totally fine.
So here is Terminator 87. That is JB.
There you go.
So he's in here. So yeah.
So
super cool.
So Chong,
I mentioned the bottom is actually wood.
Is it really?
Yeah, but it's light. It's like a balsa or something light. That's and then cool. It's all painted and then epoxied. So, I mean, you can tell it's all hand done. You can't really see. I mean,
hold on.
It all there you go. Hand.
Here, hold it up again.
I was just trying to see if I could. But you can see some of the brushing and all that because he does them by hand.
That's crazy.
But yeah, he's been trying to get it for a little while now.
Yeah.
And he's pretty happy with how this one is running, so he sent me one to test. And like I said, all I mentioned is, and it's got some power. Like, so the motor he's got in it is powerful, and the ESC. But all it's like is like, I'm wondering if we just flip the prop, if it'll be even more. Like, I feel like aerodynamically, it's like we're using the blunt side of the. And I know with doing the planes, like when you go in reverse, there's not a whole lot of power because it's not shaped to really push that way. So man, basswood, that's what it is.
There you go.
It says it rides out now. So yeah, it just gives it some more thrust. So I
gotta ask Chong.
10 millimeter. I couldn't find my 10 millimeter. We were just joking with it, him and I. It's like, I'm like, hey, what size was that? Because I was thinking, if it's not an 8 millimeter, I'm gonna need to get something out of my toolbox. He said, it's 10 millimeters, the hard one to find. And he's not joking. My 10 millimeter is not.
Oh, he's in the chat now.
Yeah, Terminator said, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't hear that. I thought you were talking about something else.
No, but his Instagram I posted as well.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that thing's sick, man.
Yeah.
I
can't. I'm getting in water here. Man, we've had crazy weather. Like, it's been so windy. We had snow.
I might one up you.
Okay.
We have a tornado warning. We have a tornado warning tomorrow.
Already. Okay, they're already giving it to you. Yeah.
No, we seriously, we have a tornado warning tomorrow. Yeah. We're not in tornado country.
Yeah.
Like 0%. And they're like,
that's crazy.
Yes. So it looks like you're getting a tornado warning. Like, fantastic. What I just
Andrew Chong says he got a hand-built cedar boat for $1 at a garage sale last summer.
Nice.
Dude, you should. So I was telling him a little bit, he was asking me about stuff. JB, which USTE did I meet you at? Was it both of them? Or I have it in my mind as being the one like 2020, 2021. Something like that. 2022 it was. Okay. What
were you going to say?
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'll ask Chong. No pressure, Chong. But I'm considering asking you to paint some bodies, but I don't know what your backlog is because I was going to do it. I was like, I'll just paint these bodies. And I didn't want you to feel like, oh, hey, now he got 2 of my bodies. Now he's going to paint his own. They're simple paint jobs, but I kind of need them fast. So this is Olivia's paint job that I did, right? For her e-buggy.
Right.
Now I need this duplicated, and I have the template or the flames already. cut in vinyl. I need this duplicated for her nitro. And I also need basically the same thing, different colors on a B7. I need it the same thing, different colors on a Wheeler. And I need the same thing, same colors for a Wheeler. And I need the same thing, different colors, red, white, and blue for my e-buggy tomorrow. No, just kidding. So while he's on the chat, so I haven't gotten my short course body from him yet, but since Olivia was sick, I was like, all right, I'll put some decals on your race truck.
Oh my goodness.
Can you go full screen?
Yeah, dude, that looks even like it looked rad before, but man, it looks racy.
Does it? Doesn't it look sick? Got the Hoonigan stickers up there. Got the Wally Build stickers. Wits. All that stuff. Look at that. Looks pretty fast, right?
It looks really fast.
Good job, Chong.
Dude, the Hoonigan, even if it didn't say words, just the headlight look when it's like small and it's just the lines that you're seeing, it's really sweet.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so sick.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So she's stoked. She got her MB4. So that's the other thing. We got the MB4 Plus for her birthday. And yeah, she's pumped. So
yeah, Bigfoot 11 Wildfoot colors. It is.
Yep.
Do I have that one up?
So
no, I have a different one. I have the blue and pink. Which Jeff would know what it is. I don't know what year it is. I'm not good with stats like that. Numbers.
I know, either am I. But dude, I told her, I was like, so Dalton has a t-shirt with his race car on the back. I was like, we're going to have to take some pictures of your cars on white backgrounds and I'll cut them out and put all her race cars on the back of a t-shirt for her.
That'd be cool.
That'll be a cool one.
Do it like where they're all jumping out like it's a Monster Jam shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Shoot one straight and then two coming out for the side like there.
Oh, dude, so rad. All right, Chong, we'll have to talk price too, because that's a butt ton of bodies. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies. So we'll see. We'll see how that's why I was like, maybe
done in a while.
I know. That's why I was like, maybe I'll just do these myself. I was like, that's it's gonna add up. But after that one, and after seeing my short course, I was like, maybe I don't want to do them anymore by myself. So,
Movie Mon says, and golf ball size tail. Dang.
Oh yeah, dude,
that's what you're getting.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about here. That's what's crazy. I was like,
in the garage, man.
I know. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I don't have anywhere to put it. My shop is full right now. Yeah, they're talking about like batten down the hatches. This will be one that we haven't had for a while.
Yeah.
So we'll see. How am I supposed to transfer this over, Tony?
Transfer what over?
This one doesn't have any holes. This one has holes.
Line it up and then drill through. Why wouldn't they put holes in it?
Because it's the universal. Universal?
Looks like you're going to be doing some measuring.
Yes. All right. Then I don't feel so bad if I paint. Maybe I'll paint mine and have you paint Olivia's or something. No one cares about my bodies.
Golf ball size hail wouldn't be so bad if they made golf balls smaller. I love those guys. That would be like a Dumb and Dumber style quote. I love it.
Yeah. That works.
Denny says, ordered a brushless combo for my Gorgon. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, painter's tape and marker to transfer. Not a bad idea.
There you go. Or you can be super precise.
I mean, you just counted to 5 on your hand, so
I did.
You're off to a good start with this whole measuring thing. Measure the entire thing, find the center. Yeah.
And they have little grids on here too.
Oh, so that helps a lot.
If I can get it kind of like close-ish and mark the ones that I want, I think I'll be close.
I need to find my Sergeant Slaughter.
Dude, I wanted that was the one I wanted for my driver, and all my crawlers were Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah. Yeah, I have one from my crawlers. I need to find. I think it's in the garage, which means finding it could be very, very difficult, given the current state of garage. I found the stuff to build this pretty quickly. But even man, I didn't even show this, like how he had mounted and pre-drilled out the spot here for like the you can't see it.
So is that cage? Is that cage 3D printed, or is it actual?
Yeah, it is 3D printed. It'd be too much weight.
That's cool.
You see how the servo is sunken in, and there's a mount that he has for it with metal screws. I mean, it's just really clean.
Yeah,
really clean. Even the fins here on the back are. But with these, I mean, what you're getting an airboat for is different than what you're getting a pro boat for.
Sure.
So I think my biggest fear with the 3D printed, and it's pretty thick stuff, would be like more transport issues, like than actually on the water, like
or heat.
Like if you left it out in the sun or whatever in your car, problematic. But for where I'll be storing it and keeping it, I think, like I said, taking it out to a pond or whatever in the truck would be more like if it fell off the seat, or I just have to be smarter about how I transport it. That's all.
In general.
It's 3D printed.
You just got to be smarter. Just saying.
Jeff Makovich says full screen that. Full screen what? Did you not see it earlier?
What? Jeff?
He said he had 2 that were fully welded.
Dang, that's crazy.
But they were pretty heavy.
Be smarter, tip of the day. Put the seatbelt on it in the truck.
So we can do some raising like Pablo does. Those rigs look. The other Jeff does. Down at Walter's RC, there's outdoor.
Oh yeah,
where we could do some racing. I'm so bummed. I'm seeing everybody getting their low seas already.
You don't have yours yet?
No.
They must not like you anymore.
No, I didn't order from. I ordered from a local shop.
Or they just don't like you anymore.
So I'm just hoping he got in on the pre-order.
On the first order, yeah.
Oh well, if not.
Yeah. Oh well. Man. So how excited are you? Huh?
The price was right on them. That's all I can say.
100%, dude. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. Okay, so that was the thing I talked about on my podcast. I don't know if it was the last one or the one I just recorded, but I talked about the I spaced on this. Totally spaced on this. Losi just made circle track specific chassis.
Right.
So you take off all of that sprint car stuff and you put body mounts on it. Now you have a street stock car.
You could.
I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even think about that. So my money's on they're coming out with a street stock in the next few months here.
I want a dirt modified.
Well, there you go. Well, Dirt modifieds are a little bit longer wheelbase.
You're right.
But that would be cool.
It would take more work.
I don't think they'll have any used 22s for sale. But I think they will have a few. I bet. I saw Harley talking about that.
What? That they're sold out?
No, that he's going to try to he's going to try to take his down to A Main to do some laps.
Oh yeah.
So I was going to ask, how excited are you for a semi truck?
You know, I can always get down for a semi truck. Always.
Always, he says. Why is this not going in, Tony? Did I move the nut? Does this one have a nut in it? I thought it did. So, what do you think of it?
Building for the Pro Moto and the hot laps. What's the hot laps? Do you know what hot laps are?
The timing system? I thought.
Oh, that it is? Okay. It says building it for the Pro Moto and the hot laps, but we'll also get a low C and run it. So writing it like that made me think it was a car.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the.
So, is a semi an RC10, Apex, or something new? So, in my opinion, sure, I'll take it. I'll show it. Olivia just walked down. She's like, "You got to show him my new controller." I'll show him in a minute. So
Glad she's feeling better too.
Thanks, me too. Yeah. So what is it? It's an Apex.
Okay.
That's painted. That's basically on the same. They made a metal tub or a metal chassis for it. Oh, Hot Laps is a Pro line.
Yeah, those are tires. Hey, just remind me later. I want to talk about Kyle Kelly's mentioning. Did you catch 24 Yep's video about the penguin? I don't remember if we talked about that last week on here.
No.
But we should talk about that as well.
Okay.
Pretty cool videos. But yeah, go ahead.
So
gold pan.
So it looks RC10-ish.
They're kind of playing off that because they're doing the white molded.
Yeah.
So here we should put up a.
I wish they didn't call it an RC10, but Harley got all bent about it being RC10. But in reality, every chassis they have is based off of like an RC10. So it's like RC10 B64, RC anything 10 scale, RC10 B67 or B7. I mean, RC10,
I don't love the orange color. Like
you don't
in the picture.
The camel yellow?
I don't love the way that it looks. No, I'll be honest. I like the other. I would go with the other color, the blue,
the silver one.
Yeah, silver and blue.
I like the camel yellow. It's got a soft spot in my heart. Hold on, before you look at that.
I'll share it.
With the wing on it.
Yeah,
bro. You're gonna be able to. You can tell which car is hers, right?
Yeah, coming back to us. Yeah.
All right.
I couldn't see it behind because it was waiting to present. So I'm like, oh yeah, but I'm looking at the little thumbnail. Yeah, that's awesome. That was pretty quick. You drilled that out quick. Got your measurements. It's a little dirty.
Hey, I know.
I keep on telling people's
I keep on telling her, I'm like, you got to clean your car. She's like, but it looks like it's been raced hard and it's fast. I'm like, well, yeah, but the car looks a lot better. Okay. Did you see the video?
Yeah. Underwhelming. But it's a kit. So let's just get that up.
It's a kit.
So it can be as underwhelming as you want it to be, or as overwhelming as you want it to be. I think that they were just trying to keep it in shots. And so they were driving slow so they could get like the moving shots and stuff with it. So many people put too much time into trying to get those running alongside it shots that they just drive slow, and it looks slow and
it looks slow going head into the shot over the speed bump.
Yeah, so they can track it.
Straight.
It looks like it's a brushless motor in it when they open up the lid, right? All right, so let's just reject all these things. I don't want them. So, yeah,
I like the
It
camel
looks
yellow.
like flat orange. Like it's like when you try to paint your car orange, but something happens and it doesn't actually turn out how you want it to.
You didn't clean it first.
Like, oh, I should not have sprayed it with black behind it. Just looks flat and boring. And it could just be the photos.
So I've painted that color before, but I've put white pearl down before I painted that color, and it looks cool.
Yeah. So maybe they were just showing this car and it didn't actually have the motor wired up. Because that looks like it would be fast. Right?
I don't know, man. I think a 13.5 motor and something that's not two-wheel drive, if that's 13.5, I mean, for instance, a 13.5 and like a four-wheel drive buggy is fast, but it's not like hold my beer fast. It's fast.
It's faster than what the video was showing. Quite a bit faster than what the video was.
That's a lot of axles and diffs to push.
Okay. That's
like in my opinion, I would have put like 3S on it, maybe something a little bit more aggressive for a motor. Drift tires, yeah. Drift tires would be cool.
I do like that they have the aluminum parts in it. Turnbuckles, shocks.
It's funny. So Double A Day,
right?
Double A Day says that's an awful lot of plastic. I think it's just a normal amount of plastic. I think it's white. Like it just sticks
very
out.
White. Yeah.
So what's complex to me is that
those
whole
plastics always did good, man.
I like them. I like them.
Whatever that compound is, ain't bad.
The rear axle assemblies, that's going to be interesting to build. Like, I have a feeling it's going to be pretty neat. I don't know. I actually haven't looked to see if they have the manual up yet, but I don't know what kind of diffs they have. I would assume they have some kind of buggy diff in it. I don't know. I think it looks cool. I question its stability.
So it's much more short course shaped, right? Or
well, that's the Apex. That's the Apex 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the same chassis, essentially.
Okay. So it's like their on-road car already.
Yeah, they're on-road basher.
They're giving it that RC10.
Yeah. So No Control says something interesting. He goes, think they could focus more on something else. It makes me think why. So
because there's a race league for these, and Team Associated is racing. Not these in particular, but those Tamiyas took off with the semi-truck racing.
Right, but they're only 2 axles, I thought. Aren't they?
They are. So this wouldn't be in that class.
Right.
But there wasn't a Bagheera class until they came out with the Bagheeras. So
sure.
Like, it's potential that people may want to run a 6x6 truck class where it's only these, right? That's what the Tamiya was.
So
only the Tamiya trucks, and they limit very much what you can do to them.
505 comments.
Oh man,
on the Facebooks.
So when I first read them, when I responded to you, they were all good.
I'm not seeing so many of the good ones. That I had to check to see if it was April Fool's Day.
So everybody that I was seeing was like something I didn't know that I wanted, but I kind of do. Or
I know,
like
right?
There was a lot of those where it's like I didn't expect this, but I kind of want it. Like out of left field, but I'm gonna have to have it. Like so, those are what I was reading. I did today see some after I watched the Scale News, and he said the comments were great. I went back and there's a bunch, like you said, and there were much more like, this is, why call it RC10, why, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, this is one that I'm kind of like, I think this is how people are digesting the RC10 classic stuff. It says, words failed me. It's, is there nothing they won't try to monetize with a gold pan chassis and shocks and the iconic name?
They know what sells, man. Why wouldn't you use what sells? White color plastic parts feature set number 1.
Oh.
I saw a Terminator and said that.
There's a really this one was probably my favorite one. I don't condone this, but
that was it. Yeah,
it says no. So it says
how slammed it looks here.
I know. So this one says a tribute and embarrassment must be two phrases they use interchangeable over at Team Associated. Who asked for this crap? I thought it was a joke until I seen the link for pre-order. Losey puts out a new sprint car and Associator said, "Hold my crack pipe."
Okay, that's funny. Now, I gotta say, I do like semi trucks, so I bought the Bagiro, right, because I had to have it. But what I keep saying is somebody needs to make a ready to run one.
Yeah,
there isn't a ready to run semi truck. I keep saying like Traxxas would kill it if they just did something like this, but not. And just made it ready to run, it could be Lexan. If it could hitch up with the Tamiya stuff, even better. Like if it was that size, so that it would blend in with that stuff, but you could buy it ready to run and then just get out there with them. Holy cow! I kind of feel like, are there body clips on this, or is it hidden? I haven't seen any in the photos.
I haven't either. That's a good question.
Because I'm wondering, it looks like it's just set on here because it looks like it's sitting on the back wheels in this. This would be scraping when they did those jumps and other things as well. So I don't think it was driving like this. I think they set it for a picture because it does look kind of weird.
Maybe it has airbags and we just don't know about it.
It's very possible that it's right on airbags. It doesn't look to be slamming here. Are those bottom clips? Yeah, there they are. White. Those, you can really see the white plastic parts right here.
Yeah.
Sticking out of the hood. How did we miss those?
I don't know.
But the video, another thing, Josh did get on them for it pushing the corners, but there's plenty other shots of it turning pretty tight and quick. Like when they're going around those blocks and figure 8. Yeah, but you're breaking up. Is it me?
I don't know. I'm saying that didn't look very fast going around those blocks.
True. But they were also in the leaves when I was pushing.
You're sounding like me making excuses for him, Tony.
It's a lot bigger when you see it in front of the person than it would seem as well.
Maybe it's forced perspective. Maybe they just pushed it way out on the table. He's like,
oh yeah, because the silver one looks pretty small back there.
Maybe he's sitting way back.
Yeah, the silver one looks tiny. I would totally get the silver and blue.
It does look tiny back there.
Yeah.
Or maybe wait. Go back. Can you pause it?
Yeah.
Does that truck in the back only have one axle?
No,
2 axles. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, was this an Easter egg?
No. But man, that looks 100,000,000 bajillion times better than the orange. But the orange, I will say, it looks better in the video than the photos.
Sure. This
is a pass for me because it's not ready to run. I would not spend the time to build this.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
But
it's an odd builder's kit. Honestly, like
that one come around that corner, not too bad. I mean, you can see it leaning. It's biting and going.
They look pretty low.
It's not going super, super slow, but it's not going super fast either. But it wasn't pushing. It was definitely getting traction and making that corner.
Yeah.
I think the push does have to do with one, it was probably already sliding in the leaves and was just continuing to carry that.
Well, and maybe it's just
is at this 2-minute mark.
Maybe it was just setups
here.
You know what I mean? Like it could be a setup. I mean, it's full lock there.
But it's on the leaves. It's not getting any traction.
Yeah.
It's just spinning tires on leaves. That's why it's not turning. So I'm going to cut him some slack on that one. And, for him calling out them getting the 6x6, 6 times the power, not being able to turn on top of leaves, I'm going to call that one. Like, you had time when you're editing to realize what was going on.
Yeah. And it's not like they didn't take that video right
He's
in front of
typing up his angry response to me right now. I just know it.
Well, it's not like they didn't.
That's slow right there. That's
shoot,
why.
Yeah. But like I was to say, it's not like they didn't shoot that in front of Associated headquarters where they could have been like, oh, didn't get the shot. Let's go do it again. In my opinion. And
there's also like, there they just took off. So do you see that? They're just shooting. The camera guy's like, slow down for me. Because at the end, they gun it out of the shot. There's definitely more pep there. This is like when my kids are driving the send trucks for me. Yeah, see that at the end there? There was a little zip.
Sure.
But it's also like, these are the only two that we have, you guys. Do not
run
it into those balls.
Well, and this was last fall. You could tell because of the leaves, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would assume.
So earlier on in the production, waiting for the stock to hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are people saying? Sorry, I've been looking at the video. Can I get the body in 124 square for my CX24 6x6? Right?
Nice.
Man, I want a 24 scale crawler semi truck. Big wheels.
Lucas Oil.
One of the HC6.
Didn't Furatech or someone do a truck? No, they did a 6x6, but it wasn't a semi truck, I guess. It's an international.
Will Darby, what kind of low-C did I get? I ordered the low-C 22 sprint car in green and black, of course. Although I think the blue, pink, and black is the best combo, but I had to get. It's my color palette, the green and black, so I had to get it.
So she got this for her birthday.
Have you heard whispers of low-C with the new fit scale coming? I can see the low-C 5P and brushless instead of gas. I can't see it. We got to go back to,
Oops, wrong one. And she already changed it to
awesome.
Huh?
That's awesome.
It's pretty. She was playing with it. It's pretty cool, man. Like, it's pretty cool. It feels really good. Like, I hate saying it, but it makes me consider trading my RC8 for this.
Your car?
No, the RC8.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty nice. I think we're gonna have to get Dalton one too.
They definitely feel like solid. Every piece of it doesn't feel like there's big gaps of airy plastic.
No, and it's heavy. Yeah, it's heavy, and like the wheel feels so good, and the functions on it. So I told her, I was like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna play with it.
And you're gonna let me use
it. No, I was like, you're gonna do all the programming of it. I'm not even gonna help you. And then we're gonna make a video of how easy it is for a 13-year-old to do it, and just walk through it of what she did to it, because it's pretty rad. So,
yeah. In my opinion, this falls in the same category as the big dually truck and lowriders, which a lot of people love.
Yes.
Go nuts with. They outfit those like people do their crawlers. Watching the groups where they're putting the welding beds and all, oh, it's so cool. And the lowriders, they're cool, but not something I'd buy over putting new trucks. So a lot of those people, those are their one or two cars, right?
Yeah.
And they go all in with them. They're not really into the other aspect of
go fast.
They just want that truck, and they're just going to dollhouse it to death.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Kyle Kelly, yes, it's the Fly Sky. It's a Noble MB4 Plus. not the Pro. Ryan Christopherson says it with the bottom battery, it lasts forever. I read somewhere that it lasts 6 hours continuous running with the bottom battery on it. It's pretty good.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up Kyle Kelly's Instagram.
We figured we wanted to get her something that could last a long time in the Nitro A main if she got to it. That's a Nitro A main's about a 30-minute race, I think. Oh, dude. Kyle Kelly, the GT5 versus this is like a base model Corolla with roll-up windows versus like a Land Cruiser. Like I didn't want to do the what's it called? I didn't want to do the big upgrade because of how good the GT5 is. The GT5 is an awesome radio. I used that for a long time. Then Olivia used it for a long time.
There's a lot more features in these ones.
Yeah. So like, would I get this just for a crawler? Probably not worth it, in my opinion. It's a great radio for a crawler, but this is you won't use 80% of the stuff in this for a crawler. It's nice because of the channels and being able to adjust the channels. I would probably go with the G11P, their new one for a crawler, over this one for an upgraded radio. But the GT5 is a great radio. Super good. I love that radio. And for whatever
it is, it's awesome.
It's $60 or whatever that is. And this radio isn't that bad. I mean, this is like a $300 radio compared to like a Sanwa or Futaba. Yeah, I think this one, the other thing about these are the receivers are half the cost of the receivers for a Spectrum, Futaba, Sanwa.
Right.
You can get receivers. Yeah, you can get receivers for this for like $30 and good ones. So yeah. Movie Mon says base model Corolla with roll-up windows just means it's nimble.
Yeah. It is just quick to get around. It's the bare bones features, which is great. You can do the things you needed to. You can set your endpoints and all that, and it's great.
Yep. And crawlers. Yeah, like
can you do? I don't know if the GT5 can do Expo and stuff to the.
Not really. I mean, it can, but not really. It won't do it for 4-steer. It has 4-steer settings on it. I did my 4-steer on the top knobs on the GT5. I can't.
That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah. It's not as. Yeah, it's not as great, but it works.
Yeah.
I mean, this one you can do 4-steer. You could do all the crab walk stuff that they do. It also has a thumb wheel that you can reach if you've got big hands. And I think you could probably 3D print a stick to come down and drive it with your drive it with your thumb. Yeah.
Cool.
That's what I like about the RC8X is that it's got real easy thumb control for steering. And
a lot of people will take that one of those knobs from the top and they'll reroute it down to the side. And put a knob on it so they can control with their thumb.
There's actually a kit on YouTube if you find it. And he'll send you all the stuff to cut your thing apart and put a knob for rear steer.
Some of the guys here do that. Sorry. Going back to what I was saying a second ago. Shouting out local Kyle Kelly in the chat. He just had his he and Travis have been working on this chassis for 24 scale called the Penguin chassis.
Oh, is that the one that's brake bent? It's all one piece that you were talking about? Okay. Just kidding.
No. You can see where it's bolted in here.
Yep, I see.
That one is by DSM Off-Road.
Okay.
But this has been on. Well, it was just on Cape Crawlers. He had something like what 24 Yep does? Where 24 Yep, I think you've seen it, where he does rig reviews. And he was shocked by it, which was kind of weird to me. Like, we've been running these tight and narrow bug. Mike, it's just weird seeing it crawling out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, they're not used to like this low flex, tight, narrow, big tired type of comp setup, which a lot of us run. And he's like, I've never seen anything like this. I'm like, that's weird, because that's what most of us run, is that kind of a setup up here.
Right.
You know, in fact, we just had a guy come into Reaction just out of the blue. Anyway, this is their chassis, saying that they're getting ready to start and manufacture these in stainless steel and titanium.
Ooh.
So we can get in touch with them. But it did awesome on both of their courses. In fact, it was on Cape Crawlers, like the number one performing so far in whatever classing he's doing for him.
Nice.
But best scores. So anyway, really, really solid build that he's got there on that chassis. But what was I saying? Oh, a guy came into the shop. So I went into Reaction on Friday before it was open to shoot a video with Jeff. Just kind of like, here's what the shop is. One, partly for people that might not even be into RC but are looking for something to do. They've got some rental trucks, or people that do RC but have no idea that it exists. Just kind of who they are. Like, you're looking for something to do different than just going bowling or laser tag or glow golf or whatever, like, come check it out. They've got a setup in there. You can work on your rigs. You can rent rigs. Got 4 courses, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we're doing this, and this guy comes in right after it opens. I'm filming Jeff driving his. Actually, one guy came in and just had a battery issue, and he's in the parking lot. I was like, I'm not buying anything. I'm just checking it out. And another guy comes in, and he's looking around. He's like,
was he like, stop? Was he like, save some women for us, guys?
No, it's just Jeff and I. Like, there's nobody in there. Like, he was technically in before it opened by about 5-10 minutes. The other guy, however, he's not from the area. He's probably from 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Stops in. He's like, he's on the side of town for work. And he's like, now, I don't know what, if he's, at first felt like he was getting ready to sell them. Like, he's like, I've got like 36 of these things. They all run like crap. I got into it during, the 2020 stuff, and something to do when we're up. They were snowmobiling, whatever. Like, after that, and doing 1-to-1s and whatnot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he sets this whole thing up. I'm like, is this guy trying to offload like a bunch of these, or was it like, I wasn't sure. Like, I never met him, and so he's in here. And then he's like, here's the deal. Like, they all handle terribly. I watch all these videos on YouTube, and I set my rigs up, and they're terrible. Like, they roll over. He's like, they can't perform at all. And then I watch what you guys are doing here with the comps, and I'm like, how the heck do they get their trucks to handle like that?
Right.
And so that's what makes me think, when I am thinking about, like, kind of the shock in both. I think Adam was even a little shocked at the build of it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but I kind of feel like he was like, oh, this is kind of different, different to what they're used to. But that's kind of what we've known for the last 4 years,
having the droop out.
Not
I mean,
a lot
soft, no springs, like the soft shock kind of thing. Is that what
that's
you're
one of
talking
the
about?
things that we do, right? Also, but we have very limited articulation. Yeah, and so they think that they got to have all this clearance and be up and wide, so they don't tip over. We're like, no, just keep it low and tight, man. Like, and usually when you're narrower, same way when you're looking at, your breakover. There's something about that too with the width. Like, you've just got that much more room for it to get stuck on something. So you've got more clearance and whatever, but that much more stuff has to get underneath your truck before you have the 2 points touching, right?
Right.
And so I feel like there's just like this misunderstanding of what actually, just like I was saying about the endoing jump thing. You know, as far as what makes things perform, you know, we get these things in our heads, but we don't really fully think about how contact happens. And when you widen out your points of contact, how that's going to affect and allow other things
Everything.
to hang up, right? Yeah. So
Yeah. Roll center, center of gravity, all that kind of
yep.
stuff. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just been kind of wild to watch the videos and be like, huh. And so anyway, this guy's talking about his name's Mike. In fact, I told him, like, bring your stuff up, dude. And he's like, well, you know, I wouldn't want to do it while you're doing a comp. I'll come and watch. I'm like, well, dude, here's my number. Just call me when you're coming up this way on just a day, and I'll meet you up there, and we can go over, like, I'll bring mine up too, so you can see how they handle and what the difference is.
Right.
Because, you know, when you talk about how much money they're putting into him and all this stuff, he watched the video of the identity theft truck too, where it's like stock shocks. Blew his mind.
Oh yeah.
Stock shocks, right? And that thing handles like a beast. Still does.
Yep.
And it's got Patagonias on it, tiny little tires.
Yeah.
That's the real crazy thing. But yeah.
Well, it's interesting because like Kyle Kellis, he's saying, you know, so this is where I started and why I didn't really comp a lot, because we just ran gates. Like we had trail runs out here where it's like you're just doing buddy, you know, like bet you I can get through that, like bet you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then once you start going, we started going to comps, and I was like, oh, this is totally different. Like totally different. It's, you know, like, yes, your car might be able to bounce through something or whatever, but then you realize that these cars that are, like, for instance,
or find
like,
a way to get over something.
Yeah, but like then you see like these guys
in these little areas. Yeah.
Yeah, you see these guys in like the class 2, like trail finders, and they're just going over everything perfectly. And you're like, my truck has bigger tires. It's got more articulation, blah, 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 like all this. And these guys are just like walking through everything. And you're like, you know, so, and then, but it's just like racing. It all comes down to setup. Like it all comes down to setup. And then the other thing is, I think, like with the comp stuff, I remember going out there and I'm like, I crawl a lot, right? At the time I was crawling a lot. Not like that. It's like a almost like a chess game, because you have to set yourself up for the next gate. You have to like study and figure out what you can do, all that kind of stuff. And when you're actually comp crawling, it's like a whole other beast, like strategy, like all that kind of stuff. So
he's right to a degree. We have tall gates instead of just the like half balls. Like we have uprights that you got to get through, not just worry about your tire hitting it.
Right. Or
your whole body leaning through can't hit it, right? So
right. Yeah.
Yeah. It does make it hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely makes it hard, but it's fun. Like I'm gonna be there this week. I've missed 4 weeks now.
That's crazy.
At least
that's the other thing I was gonna say.
3 weeks
is that that was the other thing I was gonna say. Just like racing, comp crawling, you have to practice. Like you have to drive enough to know what your car does. Like how, you know, what's the level that it gets too far and then it wants to tip over, or you know,
how does it
how
slide?
far you can go before the tire drops down and grabs, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. When do you, like mine, I had to learn the way that my belly is on it, it would catch. So I'd have to look at someone and be like, I'm gonna have to bump through that. Like I'm gonna have to get enough momentum that I get over and drop the front down.
Right. Or or that point, like how far you can get your front end over before you bump it to get back up, and and know how your car reacts, so that if it gets too squirrely, you know how to set it back down versus like whiskey throttling through and hitting a gate.
Yep. That's been my hard thing to learn with this new truck I've been running.
Yeah.
Is I'm learning, it's all different. It's a hard body.
Yeah.
I got so comfortable. I've driven that one for 4 years, you know, a FureTech chassis, something like that. And it's just, I have so much wheel time with it that I know exactly what it's going to do.
Yeah. I've been seeing more of these 18th scale crawlers, and it makes me kind of want to get into it. Like I've seen the Red Cats and the
Red Cats.
Who
are
else
so
has
good.
it? Dude, I saw some of the builds on them. There's another one that's out
came
there.
out with it.
Hobby Park.
Nope, it was one of the bigger ones. Who just?
Chong said he's concerned
Toyota.
about
It's
his
a
belly
Toyota truck
getting in the way, but not of RC crawling. Toyota truck. Toyota. FMS?
Nope. HPI.
Oh yeah, the Back to the Future one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, some of those things look rad. Hobby Plus came out with one today too, I think. So they look rad, and I like the bodies that you could put on them. You know what I mean? They're a little bit bigger than the 24 scale, so you can kind of go a little crazier with them. I don't know. What's up, Psycho Garage?
Hobby
Been
Plus.
a long time.
I'm looking.
They made one that looked like the cliffhanger body.
This is not it.
Sold all CR Hobby Plus CRH or CR18P enhanced is what they're saying. But I think HPI is still alive. They just came out with the WR8 again. And do you remember RC Lemonade, Brennan?
Yeah.
Bro, he had the HPI
drift stuff was so cool.
Dude, he had the WR8 Hoonigan Ken Block car. And this was before Ken Block had passed. And every time I talked to him, I was like, hey, how much you want to sell that WR8 for? He was like, not for sale, man. Every time I was like, come on. But they just came out with that, I guess a repop of the WR8, but it's an Escort. And then they also have a Nitro offering for it too, which would be kind of fun. So I think that would be fun. Be pretty big. Looks killer. That's what these old flapping
Hobby Plus. I'm on their website though, and these rigs people have built with these Hobby Plus look so good, especially the T Hunters. I'm just gonna put a couple of these up here. These are
do it.
These are sick.
Yeah, Mad Max style.
Fan of Unimogs anyway. That's really cool.
Awesome. Pretty awesome.
There's another one down here. That's really cool.
That looks good.
That's completely custom.
Full custom.
There's another one with big tires. I think they rat out my T Hunter. I do love the way they look.
Yeah.
Even being a little bit boxy for a Unimog. I dig it.
Pretty sick.
Yep.
Pretty sick.
So are you getting that semi?
I don't know, man. Like,
do you have time to even build one?
No. This summer, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I like to think that the summer days at the track are a little longer.
Yeah.
But we just added we dropped our oval program
completely.
For our family. Yeah, we're not doing it.
Oh, okay.
But then we picked up 2 extra dirt cars and 3 extra turf cars for the stable. So I don't know. Like, I don't know how much time I'm going to have. I know that Olivia really wants to go out and practice like as much as we can during the week. So we're going to be ripping through that. We're probably going to be going through a lot of fuel and tires for nitro. And I kind of want to get I kind of want to get a little bit more competitive this year for myself. The last couple years, it's been focused on getting the kids going, and now they're faster than I am. I can still coach them,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I can still coach them, but I feel like I can coach them on like strategy and like mental, like how to go into the race with the plan. But they're faster than I am, so I need to get lined up with getting a little faster. Stress even with hearing the rest of his A skill program. Oh man.
I was reading that.
Yeah. It's gonna be so the other thing we're looking at is that there's a couple series that are travel races, but they're like short travel, like a 2-hour drive travel. And I'd like to try to get to some of those just to, it's kind of one of those things where it's like our program at Die Hard is really, really good, really competitive, but the kids are going to get better and more competitive travel racing and going and seeing what other people have and how they stack up and all that kind of stuff. It always amazes me how well the kids stack up when we do travel races and they're out there and they're, you know, top 10, top 15 in their classes. It's pretty cool, or winning. Like, so it's pretty cool to see that. So I just want to keep on pushing them to do that. But yeah, it's we'll see what happens with my time in the summer. So I have a B7 that I decided I'm going to hold off on until summer season. I'm going to build it and get it ready for turf, and then that's going to be my first run instead of running it at the end of this season. We only have 2 more races for indoor. One's a season championship. I'm not in the running for anything, so I'm like, I don't care. But we have 2 more races. 2 weeks we're traveling to Canada to go do a 8 scale dirt race. So that'll be fun. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think the summer race days are going to be pretty long. Pretty long. Like,
I was trying to think of something funny to say about Canada, but I had nothing. That's why I'm blankly staring at you.
I'll probably have to bring all my food so I don't
crazy.
don't get charged my tariffs like going up there. I don't know if I can bring fuel across the line, hopefully. But like, okay, so here, yeah. So here's what our turf day is going to look like. No longer are we a novice, but on turf, we're still doing the girls team in RCU.
Yep.
So I have probably 6 to 8 racers to watch on top of RCU. Our race day is going to be Dalton, Olivia, and me are all 3 going to be running 21.5. We're all going to be running truck, and one of us is going to be running wheeler or 4-wheel drive buggy. That's a 7-car race day on top of the other ones.
Marshalling.
I think we might get well, depending on this year, we've kind of gotten a couple passes because we're doing the RCU stuff so often.
Yeah.
And our races are like right then after RCU. So we've gotten a little bit of a pass, but yeah, marshalling is going to be tough. We're going to be out there a lot. But I want to see if I can get kind of competitive in 21.5. We'll see. I might throw a 17.5 in my buggy. That way, if the kids want to race, they can put their body on my buggy and go out and run a 17.5 truck or car just for fun. But I think I want to take truck a little bit more serious this summer. I'm going to have to chase down Dalton. He is so fast in truck right now. And we'll see how Olivia does. I think it's going to be a fun class for her. So, but then in dirt, I'm running. So Dalton's the odd man out on dirt. Dalton's only running 1 class for dirt right now. He's running Sportsman e-buggy. I'm running Sportsman e-buggy and short course 4-wheel drive. And Olivia's running Sportsman e-buggy and nitro. We were not going to run her in nitro. We were just going to practice all summer. But I think that once we figure out, we have enough people surrounding us to figure out how to get the car running well. I think it's going to be like, just throw it to the wolves, because there's no there's no sportsman nitro or anything like that. She goes with open nitro, and I'm like, well, here you go, kid.
Have you fired it up yet?
No, no. I've got to buy a couple more servos, and we got her a battery for the receiver box. We're waiting because we're going to do it with the guys that helped her out and gave it to her. So we're going to wait and do it with them. I'd really like them to see her face when it gets fired off for the first time. So that, I mean, it's going to be pretty rad. But yeah, so I was thinking about moving a car and getting another short course, so Dalton can run short course also. So he's got 2 classes in the summer, but I think he'll probably practice every now and then with the nitro. I think Olivia and I were just talking about that, on how nitro for her, she's got to get over the finesse a little bit and get into like just push and like run on the ragged edge on nitro. And I think that's where our practice is going to come in, where it's like I'm going to be down on the dirt yelling at her to push harder, and she'll find how far she can push. But it's good. I think that's going to be the hard, because in turf she's super smooth, and she's still fast. But like nitro, I think she's going to have to, like, I told her, I'm like, you're going to have to huck it into the corner. Like, you can't just like roll the corners in nitro very easily. So we'll see how it works out. I've got a lot to learn in nitro, ton to learn. So, you know, I can teach, I can observe and kind of coach her on how to put it into the corner, but it's going to be hard for me, because I haven't driven one either. So in years. Run on maple syrup. There you go.
Hey, Crawler Tracks, what's going on? Yeah, they were talking to you about Kyle saying he can't wait till his kids can do a comp.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fun, man. Once the kids start getting to that competition level where they start beating you, it's pretty cool. I have a particular, like, I'm blessed to see when they're both out there dogfighting together, like themselves. That's like the funnest thing to watch. Like when they're out there and just they're like fighting each other. Oh, so much fun. So, is your nitro on a short course track? It's a big full nitro 8-scale buggy track. So we're running the short course on the nitro track. So it's 10th scale short course. It's challenging. It's open. So it's modified. So yeah. And what's really cool, like, not only just watching them run together, but watching them dogfight with like a third person in the mix, and they're all fighting for position. That's rad. That's super cool seeing that. So, what are you reading, Tony?
I read some of your comments.
I'm seeing your mouth moving and your eyes looking.
I'm reading through the old comments, because there was a bunch when we were talking. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything else people talked about.
Nice. Yep.
Because there was a lot of comments that flew in when we were talking about the cars, and I did not get to look at them all. So I was reading all these, everybody was saying HPI when I couldn't think of HPI.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't look up and see. Everybody said HPI.
Yep.
I just want to make sure there's not anything that somebody asked that we're missing before we get off. And a few.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do read with my mouth open, though, as I'm scanning.
Mouth breathing.
I totally do.
That's right, Tony.
I had a good group in here, the good crew. Slater's RC still in here. Crawler Tracks, I did get the ramps. I have not been able to build them yet. I have not had much time for anything in the last 2 weeks. So
those would be good for Bigfoot, right?
No, like if you put
That
two of
size?
them together, it'd be good for aiming like the Mojave Groms and stuff at.
Oh, okay. I thought they were the
Yeah.
bigger ones.
Nope. So you probably could do that with two of them, but it's going to be close to the wheelbase of it. I feel like it'd be better doing the
one of these years, Kyle, I want to get out there for the gauntlet. It's going to be hard, though. It's going to be hard now that I'm working for the man. It's going to be tough, especially this year because I'm going to DC somewhere around that time. So,
going to DC?
no, the middle school DC trip thing.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So, got a chaperone, a bunch of middle schoolers out there. Should be fun. Oh, that's something I got, that's Secret Squirrel, that I don't know if I can talk about, but I'm going to talk about anyway. I don't know where I put them. So Wits, where are they? No, that's not it. They must be in my box. Wits is getting into the 8 scale ceramic hybrid bearing game. And they sent us out some kits to throw on our cars to see how they went at Big Barn. So we'll see how they go. Cool. That's hella cool. Like way cool. So they're pretty neat. So they're sealed bearings. Yeah, I'm excited to see how those go. It'll be interesting. I'm setting myself a goal for top 50. That sounds kind of like ridiculous, but I think there's 78 entries in our class for sportsman e-buggy.
Okay.
So I'm like, I just got to beat 20 people. That's it. Come on, let me beat 20 people. That's all I want. But of course, I'm saying that now, and I haven't driven on dirt since September.
Yeah.
That's going to be a quick ramp up to that kind of driving. But I've sent my Traxxas. Whoa, just jumped.
He says they're 40 inches with two of them.
Whoa.
That's plenty. Yeah. That's plenty.
That is plenty. I like it. Man, I just saw a picture. You know what I'm craving now?
No.
Street tacos.
Street tacos would be great.
It sounds really good right about now. Really good. Ew. Just saw a video of a guy putting a chicken breast on a go-kart pipe to cook it.
Huh.
So we found a new YouTube channel.
Is that the one you sent me?
I don't think so. It's the one me and Olivia have been watching a lot. What's her name? It's pretty good.
You sent me
Amelia Hartford.
Oh, I don't know her.
She's a car builder.
Racer?
Like a real car.
Size?
Yep. We've been watching a lot of that. We watch Nerd Forge too a lot. I don't know if you ever watch her. That's a cool one. Hasn't been a lot on the YouTubes lately, except for all the pyramid stuff that they've been finding. But really? I was listening. Did you hear about that?
No.
So here's what's crazy about it. Do a backflip with a monster truck on the Washington Monument. That'd be rad. So I guess they did a bunch of like, it's not LiDAR, but it's like that scans of the ground underneath the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
And they found these columns that are like 90 meters long. And they look like they have staircases that go down. Like, and then there's chambers that are, I thought he said, I thought they were 300 meters sounds too big, but there are something like huge, like ginormous chambers underneath that they think they found. And the funny thing is that I did a deep dive on it.
So with all this time and they're just finding these.
Well, that's the thing. So this is where I'm starting to be like, okay, now I got to follow this more. Apparently, they wrote about it in 2021 when they found this stuff, and it's now starting to get mainstream. And I don't know why it took so long, if it just took that long to vet it, but yeah, pretty interesting. So now I'm like, I wonder what this is all about.
You know what's been popping up in my feed?
Cats, guitars,
Not
cats playing
pyramids.
guitars.
Not pyramids. Actually, RC Sparks videos.
You know what? He just popped up in mine today too.
So I watched the one that popped up the other day, and it was really entertaining. Like I was like, this was what got me into watching RC videos or this kind of stuff.
What was it?
It was him rebuilding his rock wall that he used to have, rock crawler course. He calls it rock wall, but it's like those big rocks, and he put gates on it and tried and make these gnarly lines.
That was at his old house. Yeah.
Yeah, and he hasn't had one for a while. And so he decided to just build one. So he had to go and get the rocks, which he's got all the craziest cool equipment to go and get it with. But yeah, so I was entertained the whole video, very much.
That's
so
cool. I used to love his tough truck challenge or whatever it was, his TTCs.
Yeah,
I used to watch those all the time.
Yep. Oh man, that's what made me want to have a sled.
Yeah.
For truck pulling, burning motors. They just smoke motors when they do those
dude
sled pulls.
He's got to have an interesting story.
Yeah.
I don't really know what his story is, but it's like I don't really know how. Like, did he just hit it big in RC YouTube
early
at the
on?
beginning?
Yeah, he was early.
And got
he was
that
one of the first when YouTube was out.
And got that YouTube money early or something. Like,
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I don't know how it sustained his lifestyle, or if it's like those YouTube videos that are evergreen videos that just keep on paying you a paycheck every month.
I don't know, but yeah, it was entertaining. So there's one that popped up 5 hours ago.
Yeah, that's the one that popped up.
Are you gonna do hard line, easy line? He's got a little pinwheel he's gonna spin like he used to do. He's got his little wheel out. And
so that's the kind of comping that I used to like doing, where it's like me and my neighbor. I made my trail on the back, and we would go out and just keep score. But it's like a gentleman's comp, just fun. You know, I love doing that. All right, Dirt asked, do we watch more shorts or videos? I watch more videos. I watch 0 shorts.
Yeah.
Like, very, very rare do I watch a short.
Yep. Especially on YouTube.
Yeah.
I might get sucked into them on. So did you watch? Okay. Did you watch the Peter McKinnon video about Instagram and giving up on it?
And he told
disappointed that he didn't give up on it. He just is going to give in. He's going to give in is what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Totally. Screw being an artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed in the video, and I'm kind of glad that everybody called him out for it in the comments.
Oh, I didn't watch the comments.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I like his stuff, but I mean, it was.
Did I send that to you?
No, it was one of the things that popped up. All these old things that I used to watch have been popping up.
Yeah,
it's been great, and so I went and watched it.
Yeah.
But it was total, like, it made it like I thought he was gonna take us somewhere else. Like, let's give up on Instagram. Literally, like, it's just another TikTok, it's just another Facebook.
Right.
Let's go back to something that is just about sharing photos, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because nobody just shares. Even on Facebook, you don't anymore. It's almost all reels people are sharing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, I'm for you. I'm for that. Like, I would love the creativity side of capturing a single frame that tells a story. And I loved it, man. I was early on in Flickr.
The part that hit home for me was how he was talking about how we would curate our wall.
Yeah, you wanted to.
And I was,
Yep.
yeah, but the
You would
part that I
try to
did
choose
like,
things that work together in order.
right, and the thing I do like though that he was talking about was getting away from that and just running and gunning more,
Yep.
having it be more raw. I like that. Like I wish I could do that more. But who knows? We'll see.
Send bigger rigs at your own risk, made for smaller stuff. That's what I'm saying. I'm keeping it just smaller stuff.
Yeah.
Tracks. But yeah, super one-handed. I got all my subs from making shorts. I feel like shorts are like the bot way of getting views and subscribers. It's like having a click farm to do it.
Yep. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's what it really
Well,
feels like. And I feel like there probably is something that's in there doing it too. Like, because they're not engaged. Like, there's not repeat engagement from those subscribers that I get through shorts.
right. Or you see your
So,
engagement drop when the watch time after the first 15 seconds, they're like, oh, this isn't a short.
yeah.
Swipe.
Yep. So it's not the kind of viewer that I want. Like, I'd rather have more that are willing to watch and be engaged in stuff, like the people that are in here and have been in here. Like,
When I was doing
that's
YouTube
cool.
and building our channel, I really enjoyed my tens, right? Like I talk about, like
Yep.
I really enjoyed all the 10 people that were constantly commenting on our videos. I enjoyed that. It's a conversation. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about right there, super one-handed. Sucks to get over 1K videos or 1K views on a short, but never get 1K views on a video. Not even close. That's how I am.
Well, the way that I really feel, like when you look at shorts,
Tell me how you really feel, Tony.
I could just have something take my videos and cut into crappy videos, shorts, like that don't show the whole. Like, it's not even shot to be a short, and they'll still algorithmically for some reason blow up for some reason.
I've never won the
Doesn't make
lottery on
sense.
those.
Oh, really?
I've never won the lottery on those. Like the most I've ever had on one was like 13K. And I'm like, meh. Because I've had huge ones on Instagram, like millions of views on Instagram on some of them. When Instagram was getting all weird on Reels, remember that? There was like a summer where it was like you'd make one and get like 100, 200 views, and then you make one and all of a sudden you'd get like 1,000,000 views.
Yep.
You're like, what?
Yeah, it really happened on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think for our content, shorts are hard to make. Crawler stuff is hard to see in 10 to 15 seconds. Or shorts, I think the magic number is like 7 seconds or something like that. Hard to do crawler videos like that. Super one handed broke
There have
100K.
been some that are good. I feel like he's just saying too. There's a bunch where it's just like that was a waste. Like those, there's like these 20 somethings or early 30s something girls and guys in California that do these fake setup things, like that the whole thing is set up, but they're
Throw a
trying to
MacBook on
play
the
it off.
ground behind them. Oh, you dropped this. And they're like, no, we did. Oh, yeah, I did drop it. And it's like, really? Someone's going to be walking
No,
with
it's like, hey, what's one I just saw? Like it starts with her lighting a candle, but something explodes.
Yeah.
So like, what's happening? And then it's like, oh, then you see him writing a note like, put this on, do this, like it's all like trying to be romantic.
Yeah.
Do this, do that in these steps, like light the candles. But like there's a camera set up in the room watching it. He's peeking out through the door like the whole it's like
I saw really
that you watch it just to get more angry at them.
I saw the funniest parody one. You know how they have the escalator scene ones where like there's a girl in front of like a boyfriend and a girlfriend on the escalator, and then like something happens, she like takes off her sweatshirt or whatever, and the boyfriend's looking. They had the video and it showed that, and then it cut to the guy with a boom and the camera, and they said the inconspicuous hidden cameraman in front of the girl. It's like, oh yeah, of course. Like I've never looked at
Kamikaze RC is the perfect way to do a reel.
He's the one that jumps all over the houses.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the fences and whatever.
Yeah.
Just quick hit, done. Like you don't need to draw that out for whatever, right? If there's no commentary or whatever on it, it's just you just want to show it and be done.
Yeah.
Perfect. So high action, short.
That one when he links it over the houses, it keeps you wanting to see if he's going to make it or not. Like,
yeah.
Well,
he just did one where he jumped up. He did a link. It's like multiple videos in one. Jumps up and grinds across a soccer goal, like the top part of the goal. Jumps onto that. Does one where he hits the jump, goes off the fence, flips, turns the car around in the air, lands back down on the ramp. So he timed it to be at the right speed where it bounced off the fence just perfectly enough to be flipping, and in the flipping, turning his wheel to make it spin 180. I mean, the dude's nuts. Like, super talented. But it's like him and Big America have it down to a science for.
I got to reach out to Big. I haven't talked to him since he had his kid.
Yeah.
I wonder how dad life's been doing for him.
Yeah.
I posted one the other day.
But he's both of them just kill it for doing reels. Like perfect for what a reel would be.
Mm-hmm. True. I think it's time to wrap, Tony. We've been on for a while.
I just saw the time. I'm like, holy cow. Holy cow.
I just went through.
You have me looking at my YouTube feed to see if there's anything. I don't get anything about aliens and stuff. I must not watch enough conspiracy.
Dude, you don't even want to know.
Like you do.
You don't even want to know. It's that.
All mine's like educational stuff. Like
earwax extraction.
You're watching those videos? Parking lot with dirt. What did you say?
Earwax extraction.
Oh, I've seen that.
Those are tough to watch.
I've never watched one.
I never watch it.
I should probably watch that. I'm like, no, I don't even want to see it. Turn off the highlight videos. I don't even want to see it.
Just or the hooves when they're like shaving down the hoof.
Nope. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, you should, because they're good. I fall asleep to Ancient Aliens. Yeah. Sunday Cool. Watch them. Or
Cool are good.
Yeah, or what's the other one that I watch or listen to? Hold on.
I haven't watched Sunday Cool in a couple weeks.
Blurry Creatures is good. Did I send you the Super Retro Guy, right?
Yes.
That podcast?
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. To it.
I found a new one that's like totally like high level stuff. Like
the Super Retro, there was two guys, right? In that podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Tetragrammatron with Rick Rubin. Have you listened to that podcast? It's like,
no.
How would I explain it? You know who Rick Rubin is, right? Music producer, artist. Like, okay. So he's like a yogi guy now, right? Like he's sitting there and he's interviewing all these famous people.
They got the beard, right? The big beard.
Yeah. And he's interviewing all these people, but it's like an Art 21 video where it's like they're not showing anything else but the two of them talking. And he talks like this, and he's like, So tell me about what you think about this pizza. And it'll be like Matthew McConaughey just like talking. Like, I mean, it's like, but it's like it's good. Like I started listening to it and it was really good. Yeah, that's a good one. Blurry Creatures, that was a good one. Yeah, the Ninjas of Butterflies. I've been listening to the No Name RC podcast. I didn't really like it at first, then I started getting into it. That was, if you're into racing, that one's good.
Who's in that one?
No Name? What are you talking about?
Lefty. Yeah.
Yeah. They have a bunch of rotating guests in there, but it's normally that JQ, or it was Lefty. JQ started it. He's the guy with invisible speed, that has invisible speed. I've been listening to that a lot more. Just trying to get ideas of what to talk about. So, yep. What are they talking about? I think they're just trying to get everyone used to paying something because of these membership things. I don't pay memberships to anything, especially Harley Designs. That fake news? No way. Just kidding.
Oh,
Harley,
yeah, the Low Mini can do brushless. PureTech makes one for it. All right, we're gonna wrap. Thank you guys as always. Have fun RCing.
Tony's like, I gotta poop. Hit the end stream button.
Off the deck because there's no bathroom up here. See ya.